World's Best Gaming, Pika. Again, as we get towards this back half of the lobbies, towards the end of the queue times, every one of these eliminations, particularly on players who are upward towards that top spot, become that much more critical. It's not only about getting into the placement threshold, it's about eliminating and outperforming.
J-Rose pressuring with the drum gun, trying to find people on the edge of zone, the gatekeeping. I mean, we've seen them in the oh, he drops one in, the traps come in as well. And that's the end of this player. He's going back to the lobby. Mr. Libble is gone. J-Rose, that was quick and unexpected. I don't think he realized that that player was going to fall in there, but drastic. And the overhangs make it very difficult to go down if you're not just tarping out.
Yep, that convex angle makes it incredibly difficult if somebody hasn't already built that over. Now you see Maximo trying to follow this player in. A little bit of stuttering going on there, but manages to find his way down and through that tree, and also picking up the elim, trying to get whatever shots that he can.
Yeah, I'm surprised he decided to take that low ground opportunity there. There was, I think it was Vide up on high ground and fighting with somebody else. There was an opportunity there just briefly, but he's going to choose to go low ground. The low material situation is going to force him down there. Nice edit to take out Bamboozle and get some materials from it as well. There, 85 builds up, but the edit comes through onto Fern as well. Kind of unexpected there. When players are rotating next to you, you got to be careful. This is why you want to own your own lair, because when you make those edits out, you don't want players to be ending up in your box.
Yeah, it seemed like he was looking to play the low ground because he was on that sub 15 builds and didn't have any way to work through, so wanted to use the cover, but now has plenty of builds to work with. And you can also see in these close range fights, Unsightly is crouching. A lot of other players aren't. He goes from standing up to crouching to change the level of his head to make it more difficult, because sometimes the difference is a headshot. The difference is whether it's 26 or 52 coming out of the drum gun that everyone is using.
Oh, and finding that player right on the edge of the build grid really uncomfortably. Couldn't place the wall because it was edited already. He's going to continue to drop in behind players. And another note with the crouching that's definitely in effect right now. Oh, this is old builds of his.
And notice, while he's taking the chip damage going through here as well, he's never fully losing. So the Siphon is giving him the advantage, picking up Vislas there as Vide and Peter also go down, coming up on that last placement threshold before the victory round. Unsightly wants to drop it, and he does, dropping Trunks right as he opens up the door. Not a delivery you personally want to be catching. Fine Mini picks up Howdy thanks to the storm, switches over, still committing to the drum gun, and he picks it up as Maximo is ticked over the storm in the last second. So Unsightly with nothing but a drum gun and one. Rotating forward, needs to find room to pop those minis, and desperately needs to pick up a Siphon. The player right next to him not paying attention. First combat, second combat goes down. DJ Crayon not spinning on the decks anymore. Your show is over. It's the Sir Demetrius show there now as he's ramped up on the mid ground. Top 15 left. Everyone has 5 points. Ryanator on the high ground. Kayun, Knives, Rusian, Pizas.
See whether or not Kayun can get out of the situation. We talk about moving away from players. This guy is not letting him through. Placing the stairs. Now it's going to force the issue. And another player joining the fray gets Rusian and the Siphon, but Sir D comes out of nowhere and takes out Kayun. Now, in these close range fights, the spam, the speed that you could shoot this at. Gonna take one more shot. No, not gonna happen. Oh my goodness, as the wall came down from the drum gun, Sir D knows the timing.
Potting up right there, trying to drop down. No builds left, so he needs to go aggro. Takes Chip, takes the drum gun from the back, and that's Pizas taking him down as Smooth also gets picked off. 6 players remaining, so one more beneath him, and Slaya picks up Pizas, and we're into the top 5. So all about Victory Royale, and Elam Trap will fire, and the revenge is picked up by Spicy. So now Ryanator.
The situation he's in, he's walling him off.
Himself.
Yeah, he's blocked out completely. There's the edit. He's going to make it up finally. But now Ryanator, it's an all-out build fight, but he's running out of materials. Chance has the advantage of materials.
Yep,
the zone's closing soon.
Ryan needs to find a way to press. Chance now going out into the storm, take down to 60, loses HP advantage, and Ryan also has, so he pops the smoke, and he just needs to turn and run, but Chance is just hanging out in the zone. He knows where Ryan is. He loops back through, trying to touch on the zone. Zone goes to full close, and Chance finds him! Chance finds the last shot. As the tick was going over, Chance dies. 5 elims, Victory Royale, being one of the best guns in the game for piercing through builds, just behind the heavy sniper, and now the drum gun as well picks up Cameron, Canada. I believe so, yes. Did just get switched up towards the end of last week. Hello? Hello? Stop holding an edit. Everything has already been edited around him. We've seen players do that when they're caught off guard, get stuck holding a particular edit.
Oh, yes!
He did it. Oh, so brilliant. On to Arkham. Ball, break it down. What did he do?
Yeah, and immediately as he got over that box, he knew he wanted to break him down. We saw it a lot yesterday, but not really today. I think people are starting to feel things out, the utility. Which ones are they going to carry?
Well, I mean, just from this high ground situation, as we saw on my post, putting down Gulkio, a lot of these players, again.
Now, Scented has taken high ground from him, and he's low on materials. He's not going to be able to last the rest of the zones. He's going to continue firing off those arrows. Yes, finds Leno. Qualified in duos last week.
Pellet not taking too much damage, just the 24 tick as he gets forced down into the low ground. Now, did not have the heavy sniper reloaded, but gets gifted an elim there by Siosef.
See what he's going to do finally. Does get that reloaded, and the drum gun spam is going to come in. He's happy now. He's ready to wait. And this player, unfortunately, is definitely...
And he has to come out. Yep, it was Luckin
no
getting
chance.
picked up there. As now we're into the top 7. Nibs picks up Miv, excuse me, and then gets traded out right away. So we've talked about it. Players utilizing the sniper basically as a pump because, hey, it's 150 to the body. In a battle with Lunatic Scented trying to get a piece of that as I'm Truth is also roaming around. Riversun gets lit up and Scented out firing rockets towards the below, but Pulse has that boom out looking for a little bit of that explosion. Instead, Heavy snipes through the wall, doesn't find anything as Scented picks up Truth and then Lunatic picks up Riversun. Pulse drops traps on both sides but doesn't need it. Picks up Lunatic and catches the rocket right away. Scented was trying to follow that up. Pulse now has control of the zone with the drum, but Scented gets high ground back above him. No builds on Pulse. Scented with the attack goes out and challenges, and he finds it. Liquid Scented. That's a big swing right there.
I don't really see a reason for him to back out and not finding the opportunity. He says, I'm going to go down. I'm going to decide not to really engage anywhere. See, finally he does find Frankie. Nice pick off there using the suppressed SMG.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah. All right. Well, Heavy Snipe does a lot more things as well, but enough of that as we see Chicken from World's Best Gaming as well. So WVG well represented in this match. A lot of West Coast players in there as Kyre gets picked up by Rux for his 47th point.
That will take you up out the sky, depending on how high you are, but regardless, now Rux has ultimate high. This player staying on the sky platform. Perfect timing there to take out Howdy. That RPG is going to land right as he edits through that wall, and look how high, Rux, you are ridiculously high. I hope you have something to land on.
Out and smelling out for other opponents. You can see there heading towards that third and final placement threshold minus the victory route as Switzer gets picked up. This way in your bottom right, everyone else on the wide as Vislas is fighting against Chicken right after he picked up that first elim. They're trading out, and it's Slogo and Fright who come out. The advantage on that. Fright also gets picked down after trading out on Callus. So now we're in to the top 4. Rockets coming down from the high ground from Rux. Slogo trying to get a brief moment of respite, but Sisway was having none of it. Sisway on 5 elims, 80 builds. Rux 7 elims, 70 builds. And you have FNSKV getting challenged out from Rux as he drops down and the drum gun just rips him apart. We've talked about it. The Rats all day. Double trap goes down, and Sisway, you might smell bad, but you play Fortnite real good. Taking down Rux there.
Of these qualifiers, just like you said, just speak so much to the fact that every interaction matters. And here we see on the right hand side of the screen, we have the victory for 10 points. 5th place is 7, 15th is 5, 25th is 3, and each elimination is 1 point. So
it looks like it is A Maney by TV, by the way, down there trying to get a shot. He does hit and chunk Rux down, but this is Rux we're talking about. He has no close range right now besides that drum gun. I love that he decides to disengage. Oh, you're going to take storm damage for this. This is not worth it. Rux, no! Okay.
Oh, man. So basically what he did was he tried to rotate early, ended up going down that ridge, but because he was using the redeploy and was falling so slowly, it gave the other player an opportunity to really be poised and ready to take that engagement and catch him completely off guard, which he did. We're looking at Triggy now going up against this player here. Traps have been put out. That was A Maney, TVBTW. He goes down, but
he can do this. He's got the combat, he's got the heavy sniper, he can punch through builds. We might see it right here. He sees a player up in front, wants to make sure he gets the reload. One shot comes through. Now, keep in mind, he gets traded back out, so his effective HP doesn't really change that much. And Triggy is looking to secure it.
He lost HP on that engagement, Zeke. He lost 7 or so HP. If I were him, I have 5 minis in my inventory. You know what? I know that raining shots right now is important. That 7 HP could possibly matter. The pump shotgun is no longer in the game, so any additional HP point is so important. But it is a 1v1. We have our final 2 players. We have Rek, Triggy on ultimate high ground, and we have Clyfen down below. Clyfen only has 3 builds left. Triggy sitting up top, very, very well poised to take this game, and he does. Unfortunately, Clyfen just wasn't able to pull that one off.
I'm trying to get to safety, friend. I want these qualifying spots, or these points, excuse me.
And he is rocking the double drum gun. Look at his loadout right now. Double drum gun, tactical shotgun, and just shields for days. So unfortunately for him, he doesn't have any more builds left. He is going to have to capitalize on these players rotating, which he 100% does. Takes out TA Bun there with a drum gun, not even bothering to even look to reload. Takes out RGT23 as well. Picks up only 1 build from these players. They are all low. Everyone is low on materials right now. He only has 13 left, but he is on an absolute tear. Building back up to high ground, just net himself 3 eliminations, drops down the campfire to be able to heal up just a little bit before he has to edit out and get back up this mountain. He is going to have to follow Mackin up the back of his build, so he can't actually eliminate him. He has to use his ramps, which he 100% is doing right now. Community launch pads? I don't think so. Community ramps. Thank you for dropping that campfire. I was just going to call it, and you read my mind, Symmetrical. Picks up another elimination on FNS KV. Dante finally falls to Bamboozle. See that in the top left-hand corner of your screen, and we are currently in the top 3, Zeke.
He's going to take a moment, take a breather, and pop this half shield. This extra 50 could make or break. He doesn't actually fall through because the player drops down. A 26, and Lunatic absolutely shuts him down. Symmetrical being sent back. It's a 1v1. The player is 2 tarps above. Lunatic opting to drop down because look, he has no builds. He picks up 8, but the player follows down below. Spooky, they're going toe-to-toe, and he's absolutely bamboozled.
Bamboozled indeed. I know Zeke's unfamiliar with some of them as well. Let us know how you pronounce them because we want to make you guys look good. But just, you know, hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Look at Becca.
I know for a fact Becca's back there sitting like, yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, she loves it too. I know you love it, Becca.
Or there's more players hitting champion league, excuse me, 300 points, and now they're saying, look, I have an opportunity. Let me see if I can qualify and go toe-to-toe with Tfue in the finals. Now, he does get chipped some, but listen, he has not touched that effective HP, which is huge. 31, 86, and sleeping is going back to sleep, unfortunately.
These players' materials, their resources, making these final engagements all the more exciting to watch. Holds does fall to Dade there. He doesn't have the option or the ability to get any minis off right now because he is actually being pressured by another player as well as the zone. We see Godku at the very top, also ultimate high ground right now, in a very good position to be able to scale up the side of this mountain.
Like a shadow, he's gone. 4 players to remember. He hears him. Oh my god, he picked him out of the sky! What? When you are sent back to lobby, now Bolt Dot has to slide back down. That is so fortunate for him. If we had continued up that mountain, this would have been so much more difficult for him. Now God, who continues maintaining the high ground, raining shots from above, incorrectly there, who's going to start getting chipped down. Pooks, this is insane. My heart's racing!
Absolutely insane, and this is exactly what I talked about. He also just eliminated incorrectly. So now we have a 1v1, Godku versus Dade. Let's see who is going to be the king and take the victory royale. Dade making a play for high ground here, does decide to turn around. Can he get the edit? Goes back into the zone to get the positioning on it, drops down, doesn't take any fall damage. Godku does have the health advantage at this point, goes to actually knock Dade down, does get it.
Godku says,
you know what?
After those, remember, there's only 2 spots, and at the top, interesting.
Wow.
Interesting. Okay, so Riverson already qualified, so this means Rux and Puzz are moving on to finals.
That's a good performance from these guys. I'm happy for him.
So one thing I want to call out, Rux, very, very, very last game, 15-point match.
What?
Wow.
I believe we actually have a breakdown if we want to go ahead and take a look at that. Speaking of Rux, Sundown Let's make that segue.
Yeah.
Boom, break it down for us.
Ended up winning with 5 elims. So you can see here, not too great start, and that's kind of one of the big reasons we talk about 10 games and 3 hours. If this happens to you early on, yeah, 4 points here, 1 point here, but then hitting a real big goose egg in game 3, you have the ability to then rebound and come back. And we talk about, I even said it earlier today, 15 points is a reasonable pop-off game. That's the reasonable expectation for, hey, going into last match, that's an